man.
Hey, man, but this is the thing, though. Speaking of good, we got to talk about some good music and not yay. We talking about that De La Soul, man, coming strong in the paint, man. Now, let's be clear. They haven't been on any streaming services as far as their big albums. They just got their publishing back. Salute to them. Get that shmoney before people put the money out.
Oh, you know the shmoney gang. It's on deck, and that's what it's about. Shout out to them for this.
So De La Soul, man, if y'all don't know, man, classic hip hop cast, man, from the 90s. Crazy albums, man. The 3 Feet High and Rising is one of my favorites.
Oh, come on,
crazy.
You know the stakes is high.
Come on,
yeah,
man. And shout out to Yummy Bingham on. I think they're gonna put that album on there too with Yummy.
Yep.
Shout out to Yummy.
Big up to Yummy Bingham.
It's gonna be on streaming. They're gonna have 6 albums on streaming services. The reason why we talking about this is because we want to see more artists, man. There's so much music, man, that you guys don't. That people under 30. Not you guys, but people under 30 don't know about because it's not on streaming services. You know what I'm saying? So again, hopefully some older artists do the same thing. What's your thoughts on this when you saw this J Camp Bebo P go in, man, after that?
Now you said it beautifully, Iceberg. The whole key to this is there's a decade of a generation that has not heard their music.
Right.
And not having a group like De La out on any streaming platforms, that's a sin. That's a sin to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Because these dudes should be heard, man. Along with your Brand Nubians, along with your Tribe Called Quest, man. Because these dudes set off a whole new wave.
You better preach that
in the 90s.
Preach that,
you know what I'm saying? They was that anti-gangster music movement. I don't want to say the anti, but they gave you that other flavor of hip hop, man. That a lot of people love because you can play their stuff in the club too.
Still can play it.
Yeah, man, and you know it's one thing to talk about De La, but if you can't let nobody hear it, you know what I'm saying, and you don't have nothing to kind of back that up. So
right.
Stop it, Power.
Stop. Man, we gotta stop the show just for that.
I can't even go. I feel like Shannon. Remember
those who's listening,
you see Skip? I had to stop my whole monologue. I had to stop my whole monologue. He cut me off, man.
Power 600 over here saying that the baby can't be more ugly than T.I.'s King, a.k.a. Fraggle Rock, the reboot.
And the baby referring to Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby.
Kind of look like his mama, King, dude.
Y'all are wrong for this, man.
On the baby, not the baby. That
King,
I hope the baby don't got Riri for
mammy. You know,
but it does have Riri's forehead, man. That's why. Let's stop, man. I ain't got no kids, man. So let me stop. Anyway, De La Soul.
Only Riri can make Twinkle Twinkle Little Star popular and make $1 billion off of it. But anyhow, we need De La on streaming services.
And this is why we need De La, yeah.
I'm gonna let you go in now. Power made me lose my whole train of thought.
Miss LB said Power ain't lied, and Power said yes. Native tongues,
more
powerful than ever. Absolutely. You know, De La, as Iceberg said, their first 6 albums will finally be available March 3rd of 2023, which falls on the 34th anniversary of their classic album, 3 Feet High and Rising, which was mentioned earlier as well. I believe it was Reservoir Media who spent over $100 million to purchase all of Tommy Boy's catalog, which includes De La Soul's music collection. So in addition to a contractual dispute by way of Tommy Boy, Tommy Boy initially refusing to let De La out of their label along with their catalog, Tommy Boy also didn't effectively take care of the sample clearances that were needed on De La Soul's albums that could be posted on streaming platforms that we all know of. Hence, a significant reason that their albums weren't placed on major streaming platforms to begin with. So their deal with Tommy, and here's another thing. I saw somewhere that their deal with Tommy Boy was so awful, at least in this regard, particular regard, was so awful that the label only wanted to pay De La Soul 10% of the profits from the streams that would be posted on streaming platforms. Now, mind you, De La Soul, right? Exactly, Iceberg. De La Soul did a bulk of the music that they put out. Of course, they had features production wise and rap wise and so forth, but Plug 2 and they took care of a lot of what it is that they created musically. So for them to only get 10% of what they created, that's just along with, man. I'm sure some other issues. That ain't it. That ain't the sauce. And to go with what was said before too, cats need to hear the classic group and entity of Native Tongue. They are so classic. And De La Soul is one of the obviously legendary groups. Yeah, sure, cats from eras that were born in the 80s and 90s, such as ourselves. We were privy to Plug 1 and Plug 2. We were privy to De La Soul, but today's generation
that coof, man.
Right. But today's generation, they weren't privy to them as we were.
Real quick, Devon saying that catalog was held hostage by one of them advertisers.
Man,
adversaries.
Yeah. But yes, the good news is we're about to get the March 3rd release of all of their first
Stakes is High is classic, bro.
Yeah.
Man, hold up real quick. Shout out to Antoine, man, for just throwing that $2 holla, man. Salute, man. We appreciate you, Antoine.
Absolutely.
He said I was just bumping Stakes is High last weekend. Facts.
You know the Stakes.
If you don't have it, go put on your
playlist. That was 96, by the way.
Yeah.